Your $30 an hour job might actually pay you $8. Think about the last time you came home from work completely exhausted. Maybe it was Friday evening. You had worked all week, dealt with meetings, answered emails, sat in traffic, and now you were finally home. You were hungry, but you had no energy to cook. So you opened a delivery app and ordered dinner for $40 or $50. And you probably told yourself, I worked hard all week. I deserve this. Maybe you do. But here's the question I want you to think about. Did that dinner really cost you $50? Or did it cost you several hours of your life? Because there's a simple calculation most people never make. They know their salary, they know their hourly rate, but they do not know their real hourly wage. And once you calculate it, your $30 an hour job may suddenly look more like an $8, $10, or $12 an hour job. That sounds crazy, but stay with me. By the end of this video, you may never look at your paycheck or a price tag the same way again. And if you want simple money ideas that help you make better decisions with your income, subscribe to the channel. Because today, we're not talking about how to earn more, we're talking about what your job is actually costing you. Your salary is only half the story. Imagine you make $65,000 a year. If you work 40 hours a week, that's roughly $31 an hour. Sounds pretty good, but that's not your real hourly wage. First, taxes take a part of that money, so your $31 may quickly become something closer to $24 in take-home pay. But we're still not done. Your job also creates expenses. You have to get to work. If you drive, you pay for gas, insurance, maintenance, repairs, and the wear on your car. If you take public transportation, you still have to pay for the trip. Let's say your transportation costs you $4,000 a year. Then there are work clothes. Maybe you need professional shirts, shoes, or jackets. Maybe you pay for dry cleaning. These costs may not feel like part of your job, but they exist because of your job. And then there's one of the biggest hidden costs, convenience spending. You work all day, so you don't have time to prepare lunch. You buy lunch. You're tired, so you stop for coffee. You get home late, so you order dinner instead of cooking. You're not home enough to walk the dog, so you pay someone else. Each expense looks small, but put them together and your job can be costing you thousands of dollars every year. Then there's the spending that comes from stress. Maybe you shop when you've had a bad week. Maybe you eat out because you need a break. Maybe you book an expensive weekend because you desperately want to escape your routine. Not every purchase is caused by your job, but a stressful job can create a lifestyle where spending becomes your way of recovering from work. So now ask yourself, how much of my paycheck actually stays with me after the costs of earning it? That's a very different question from simply asking how much you make. Now count your time. Let's say that after taxes and work-related expenses, your $65,000 salary gives you something closer to $35,000 of usable money. You might think we're finished. We're not, because your job doesn't only cost money, it costs time. Your employer may say you work 40 hours a week, but does your job really take only 40 hours? Think about your morning. You wake up early, you shower, you get dressed, you prepare for work. Then you commute, maybe 30 minutes each way. That's another 5 hours every week. Then you get home, you're tired, you need time to recover. Maybe you sit on the couch for a while. Maybe you check work emails. Maybe you spend the evening thinking about tomorrow's problems. Your official workday may be over, but your job is still taking your time and energy. This is the part most people completely ignore. They calculate salary divided by 40 hours equals hourly wage, but a better calculation is real take-home income divided by total time your job takes from your life equals real hourly wage. Now, imagine your job takes about 55 hours of your time each week, when you include commuting, getting ready, and dealing with work outside your official hours. That's close to 3,000 hours a year. Suddenly, that $30 an hour job looks very different. Your real hourly wage could be around $10 or $11, maybe more, maybe less. It depends on your situation, but the important thing is that now you know the real cost. Now look at your spending differently. Imagine your real hourly wage is $10. You walk into a store and see a pair of shoes for $100. Most people ask, can I afford these? But try asking something different. Are these shoes worth 10 hours of my life? 10 hours of commuting, 10 hours of meetings, 10 hours of emails, 10 hours of doing something you may not even enjoy. Suddenly, the $100 price tag feels very different. This doesn't mean you should never spend money. It means you should understand what your money represents. Your money is not just money, it represents your time. And once you understand that, many purchases become easier to judge. The raise that makes you feel richer. This idea also explains lifestyle inflation. Imagine your boss gives you a $10,000 raise. You're excited. You think, finally, I can enjoy the extra money. So you get a nicer apartment, maybe a better car. You eat out more. You take more expensive vacations. You buy better clothes. And before long, the extra income is gone. You're earning more, but you're not necessarily becoming more financially free. In fact, your real hourly wage may become worse. Why? Because the higher income came with a more expensive lifestyle. Now you need the higher salary just to maintain the life you built. That's how people end up trapped by what are often called golden handcuffs. The job pays well enough that leaving feels impossible, but the lifestyle is expensive enough that you can't afford to leave. The raise gave you more income, but it didn't necessarily give you more freedom. The cost of spending today. There's one more cost people forget: opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend today is a dollar you cannot save or invest for tomorrow. Think about a $5 coffee every workday. $5 doesn't seem important, but if that money were invested consistently for decades, it could grow into a large amount. So the real cost isn't just the $5, it's also what that $5 could have become. That's why small spending decisions matter. You're not only spending today's money, sometimes you're spending tomorrow's freedom. So what should you actually do? I'm not telling you to quit your job tomorrow. Most people can't do that. The goal is not to escape work. The goal is to make your work more efficient and keep more of what you earn. Start by calculating your real hourly wage. Take your actual take-home pay, subtract the expenses that exist mainly because you work: transportation, work clothes, lunches, convenience spending, childcare if it applies to you. Then calculate how much time your job really takes. Include commuting, getting ready, and the time you regularly spend dealing with work outside your official hours. Now divide your real income by your real time. That number is your real hourly wage, and once you know it, start using it. If your real hourly wage is $10 and you're thinking about spending $100 on something you don't really need, remember, that purchase costs you 10 hours of your life. Is it worth it? Maybe, maybe not, but now you're making the decision with better information. And look for ways to increase your real hourly wage without getting a raise. Could you work from home a few days a week? Could you reduce your commute? Could you prepare meals at home? Could you cut some of the expenses created by your job? Every work-related expense you eliminate gives you more money. Every hour you save gives you more life. And that's the real goal. Not just more money left over, and more life left over. So this weekend, do the math. Look at your paycheck. Look at the cost of working. Look at the time your job really takes. Then calculate your real hourly wage. Write that number down, because the next time you see something that costs $100, you may not see a $100 price tag anymore. You may see 10 hours of your life, and that changes the question. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" start asking, "Is this worth my time?" Because money can be earned again, time cannot. Your paycheck tells you how much money your job gives you. Your real hourly wage tells you how much of your life that money costs you. And once you understand that difference, you can start making better decisions about your work, your spending, and your future. Because the goal is not simply to work harder and earn more. The goal is to build a life where the money you earn actually gives you more freedom. If this video made you look at your paycheck differently, subscribe to the channel, because the more clearly you understand the true cost of your money, the better you can decide what's actually worth your time.